Joining us for News Channel 3 at 3. I'm Alex Coleman. We have a lot to cover today, but first, the future of the National Guard's deployment is uncertain today after a judge handed down a temporary restraining order blocking the deployment, which the state plans to appeal. Here is now to weigh in on the lawsuit and the Guard in Memphis, Rainbow Push Coalition President Dr. Joseph Kiles. Dr. Kiles, welcome back to 3 at 3. Always good to see you.
Glad to be here.
Let's talk about that ruling. The court found no official order for the mobilization, making it difficult to evaluate the deployment's purpose. How do you see this ruling?
Well, I think the governor's office understood that there would be some constitutional challenges initially. I'm thankful that while the Guard has been here, we have not had any incidents of violence between the Guard and our community. I would be concerned about how the withdrawal happens, but more importantly, we need to focus on the resources and the dollars that had them here, and then how do we deploy those resources in our community? Are we providing opportunities? You know, one thing that I would love to see is nighttime court. We have individuals now who are getting arrested on small offenses, working people who are in there in 201 Poplar for 3 to 5 days before they can even get a court hearing.
But didn't we see some pushback from a lot of judges who said, we don't want it at night, or we don't even want it on Saturday?
Well, I can understand that if we were increasing their scope of work, but if we have a budget to bring in other judges to handle night court, I think the humanitarian thing to do and the compassionate thing to do was to allow that to happen. We can't just have people sitting in jail. They're away from their children, they're away from their families over minor incidents simply because they can't get to court.
What's your gut feeling right now, though, going back to Governor Bill Lee? Will this likely be appealed, do you think?
You know, Bill Lee's a businessman. I think he's done well for Tennessee. I think that we should take a look at how we can move those resources. He's a big proponent of technical education, and you know, if we could put, you read the article, I think, last week when they talked about GM or Ford.
Definitely so, yes.
$120,000 starting salaries, but they are 5,000 employees that they can't find to hire. We certainly could help fill that gap if we had the training, the dollars, and the resources in these high schools to equip these young people to be mechanics. $120,000, certified, ready to go to work.
One other thing I definitely wanted to talk about, your close relationship with the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Yes,
a lot of folks know about, of course, his ties to Memphis, Tennessee throughout the years.
Yes,
what
sir.
are you hearing? How is he doing today?
He is doing well. Thank you, Alex, for bringing a sacred inheritance. Our friendship, I started out as a body man and a bodyguard, and I've learned a lot in these last 35 years of traveling with him all over the country. Reverend Jackson, as most people may not know, was in contention to become an NFL quarterback, but he chose the ministry, he chose humanitarianism, he chose to work with the least of these, and whenever there's poverty or crime, he has been the first on the scene, and he's done that over the landscape of his life. He's doing well. He woke up the other day in the hospital and asked us to contact 2,000 pastors and 2,000 to be able to provide food for 2,000 families in different regions of the country.
So he was still being the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Still fighting.
You actually wrote I think a lot of people will find a very insightful piece about what his life has meant to you and so many others. What made you decide to even pen that before even some of the recent health issues?
I think about the conversations that we would often have on these mission trips, and thankful to have had a relationship with Fred Smith, who would answer my call when there were challenges across the country. Whenever I would sit down on the plane with Reverend Jackson, he would say, take out your pad and I want you to write something down. Everything he gave me was about how do we help other people, and he has lived a life, and the landscape over his life has always been about service. And he often said to me, if you can take a slingshot, if you have courage and faith, you can slay Goliath.
Wow, that says a lot. And so glad to hear that he is doing better
Yes,
today.
sir. Thank you.
Also want to talk with you about an ID fair that's coming up for a lot of young people, especially in Whitehaven. What's this all about? What's the genesis of it?
Well, I'm thankful to have a principal like Dr. Vincent Hunter and his administrators. They have been trying to get this ID fair at Whitehaven for some time, and this is a really a diverse opportunity. We have some members of our leadership council who are Republicans, strong Republicans, and I made some phone calls. We talked to them. We told them about Dr. Hunter's Center's mission and how they could serve these kids. And lo and behold, we got the Homeland Security.
Homeland Security is involved in this.
Coming to Whitehaven High School.
So how does this work? Why is this so relevant?
I think it's important as I talk to Ms. Paxson, who is a strong Republican. She's a leader in Whitehaven. She's a businesswoman, and she wanted to help. And so we thought it was important that we talk about civics in action. And so they're coming to Whitehaven. We're going to get their real ID. They don't have to stand in line. They don't have to bear all the other things. Our seniors are getting preference, but we wanted to show them civics in action as opposed to just learning about it in the classroom.
Yeah. When you take these steps, when you're involved with the community, young people like you are, why does this also hit home for them? Because it can really resonate.
So we've got 435 members of Congress. We've got 100 senators. We're showing them that you can have Democrats and Republicans and independents work together for the betterment of their community. It's a lesson that we all should stop and take. If we could have teenagers understanding the benefits of all of us working together, then that says a bright future for us going forward.
That says a lot. Dr. Joseph Kiles.
Thank you, sir.